Okay, guys, so today we're going to be talking about composite figures. So we're going to take all the areas we learned about and we're going to combine them to make a composite figure. So a composite figure is a figure composed of two or more different shapes. So like I have a rectangle here, a trapezoid here, and a triangle here. That's a composite shape because it's all one big shape put together by three different kinds of shapes, okay? So the way we do this is we need to figure out what shapes we're using. So triangle, trapezoid, rectangle, and then find the area of each of those shapes and then add them all together. And that's the area of the whole entire composite figure. Okay, so determine what shapes are being used. And usually they tell you what it's going to be on these questions. Find the area of each shape and then add all the areas together. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bigger for you so you can see. Oops. Okay, and we're going to talk about it. The figure below was made using a trapezoid and a rectangle. What is the area of the figure in square centimeters? So the trapezoid we know looks like that, and then a rectangle looks like that. So I'm going to find the area of the trapezoid, and I put the little shape down there, so I know that's what I'm trying to find. And then I put the area of the rectangle, so I know I'm looking for the rectangle here. Okay, so those are the two things I'm trying to find. So I know area of a trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, so that's what I know it is. Okay, and then I know the area of a rectangle is base times height. Okay, so let's look at this trapezoid first. So my trapezoid, if I look at it here, let's look at my first base, top. That's 10. So I'm going to do 1/2 times the first base. That's 10. And then the bottom of this base. And that base, it's not labeled. But if we look, the bottom of this rectangle down here is labeled. And we know on rectangles, the opposite sides are the same. So that means this bottom base is 12 as well. Okay, and then I multiply it times the height of my trapezoid. So the height of my trapezoid right there is labeled right there. That is 8. Okay, and then I'm going to solve it. So 1/2, 10 plus 12 is 22 times 8. And I'm going to do 22 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. Okay, so then I want to do 1/2 of 176, which means I divide 176 by 2. 2 goes into 17 8 times. And then 2 goes into 16 8 times. So my answer here for the area of the trapezoid is 88. Okay. And then we want to find the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle, so my rectangle is the base, which is that bottom number, 12, times the height, which is 3, my height, how high it is. Okay, and that equals 12 times 3 is 36. So this is 36. And then I'm going to take those two numbers, 88 and 36, and I'm going to add them together. 88 plus 36. 8 plus 6 is 14. 8 plus 3 is 11. Sorry, plus 1 is 12. Okay, so my total area of the whole entire shape is 124 centimeters. Oops, too many bumps. Centimeters squared. So it always has to have that square on it. Okay. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. The figure below was made using a semicircle, a rectangle, and a triangle. Okay, so I have a semicircle, a rectangle, and a triangle. So I'm going to do area of the semicircle. So it's 1/2 a circle. Area of the rectangle. And then area of the triangle. Okay, so my formula for area of a semicircle is 1/2 the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. Okay, area of a rectangle, base times height. Area of a triangle, 1/2 the base times the height. Okay? So we're going to see what those all equal. So let's start with the semicircle. So I know I want to do 1/2 the base, the pi r squared. So 1/2 times pi, which is 3.14, times the radius squared. So my radius would be half of this, because we know all the way across the circle is a diameter. So half of it is going to be, and we know radius is half of the diameter. So I'm going to split this side, all of that side is 4 inches. I'm going to split it in half. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I'm going to put 2 as my radius, and then we're going to square it. Okay. And then I'm going to do, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do 2 squared. That's 2 times 2, which is 4. And then multiply that by 3.14, and then multiply that in half. Okay, so we're going to do 3.14 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 3 times 4 is 12. And there's 2 behind the decimal, so I put a decimal there. Okay, and then I'm going to divide that in half. Okay, so I'm going to take 12.56 and divide by 2. And I get 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 5. That decimal goes right there. 2 goes into 5 2 times. And then 2 goes into 16 8 times. So my area of that semicircle is 6.28. So I'm going to put, oops, I went too far up. 6.28 right here. Okay. And then I'm going to do the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is this one right here. That's my rectangle. So I'm going to do 4 times 3. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay. We can do that in our head. And then I'm going to do the area of the triangle. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 times the base, which is the bottom of the triangle. So that's 3. And then times the height, which is how tall it is. So that would be 5. Okay. So I would do 1/2 of 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. And then I divide 15 in half. 2 goes into 15. Let me see. Okay, 2 goes into 15 7 times because that's 14. And then I need to put a decimal. Okay, and then 2 goes into 10 5 times. So my answer is 7.5. So I'm going to put that right here, 7.5. Okay, 7.5. And then I'm going to add them all together. So I'm going to do 6.28, and make sure you line up your decimals. 12 lines up right there because it's 0.00, and then 7.50. Okay, add them all. 8 plus 0 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 7 is 15. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer is 25.78 inches squared. Okay, and that's the total area of that composite figure. Okay, and that's all we're doing is we're just looking at what shapes there are, finding the area of each individual shape, and then adding them all together. Okay, today you have boom cards for your, let me exit out of this, for your assignment. So they will look like this. Area of composite figures. So if I click on that, it'll preview, and that's what it's going to look like. It's going to give you a shape made up of 2 or more figures, and then you find the area of it. Okay. I keep going, and they just keep going. Okay. And then sometimes it'll be real world things. So this one says it's a semicircle and a triangle, and it's all listed there. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help, and I'll help you out any way I can. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.